Hey everyone, welcome back for a brand new video about that show where a bunch of kids keep saving the world, Stranger Things. Warning, beyond this point there are spoilers for people who are not up to date on the Netflix series as well as the Stranger Things comic books and novels. In this video we're going to give you the binge breakdown of our theory about the supposed death of everyone's favorite 1980s small-town cop, Sheriff Hopper. We're going to examine what we do know about Hop's alleged demise and explain why we think the sheriff is still alive and speculate on when we might see him again. We also want to talk about the post-credit scene and make some educated guesses about who exactly is in this Russian prison. First, let's take a look at the alleged death scene. Regardless of what happened to the lovable brute sheriff, this scene was emotionally charged and intense as he seemingly says goodbye to the woman he's kind of grown to love over the last 3 seasons.
Why don't you two cut the horseshit and get to the part where you admit your sexual feelings for one another?
Whoa! You are way off base, buddy!
Before we start examining the evidence, we just need to point out that although Susie and Dustin's rendition of the Never-Ending Story theme song was interesting and fun in a cringy sort of way, the 2 minutes and 5 seconds wasted by Susie forcing Dustin to sing the song cost Hopper his life, allegedly, along with poor conflicted Billy, who was really starting to get interesting. Thanks a lot, Susie.
Gosh, I miss you, Dusty Bun.
Enough!
Unfortunately, the knockoff Schwarzenegger did make it just in time to stop Hopper and Joyce from blowing up the gigantic upside-down garage door opener. After a massive USA vs. Russia Rocky IV type fist fight, Hopper manages to pull out the win.
If he dies, he dies.
But in doing so, he damages the machine, making it too unstable to get back to the observation room without being turned to dust. Here's where we want to start examining his supposed death. In this wide shot here, you can see Hopper is standing on the left side of the machine with the observation room in front of him while the portal, which is off-screen, is behind him. Here, Jim gives Joyce a tearful nod, letting her know it's okay to blow the machine up, but pay attention to the beginning of this shot. Hop is looking in the direction of the portal, trying to find an escape route. Joyce hesitates but finds the strength to flip the switch. But instead of seeing the sheriff die, everything cuts to black. When the scene cuts back in, we can't find Hopper at all. It is still possible he's there, as the angle the camera is at may block him from being seen behind the machine, but we don't think so. The following shot shows the Russians who came in the machine room vaporized, but they were on the observation deck side. The next shot shown in the machine rooms just shows the portals closing, no death rays pulsating anywhere. Could the door have been left 3 inches open for Eleven's old man?
When I say 3 inches, 3!
Do you knock? Jeez. Yeah, jeez.
After a check-in with the kids who have just barely survived the Battle of Starcourt, the action cuts back to Joyce, who looks for her new boyfriend. They did have a date scheduled, but in true Captain America style, Hop isn't going to make it.
We're gonna need a rain check on that dance.
She did stand him up first, though. Notice here how all the steel walkways are still standing, which means this wasn't so much of an explosion as a random energy blast that seemed to target anything standing. Here is where we get our evidence that the sheriff isn't dead, or at least points for the lack of evidence. In the Season 3 premiere, we saw a similar explosion. In that case, afterwards, there were piles of ashes of the vaporized Russians. So where is Jim's pile? There's nothing there at all. Our theory isn't about Hopper being alive, that's pretty obvious. Our theory is about where he went. As we can see from this earlier shot, there is a ladder that leads down towards the portal where the sheriff could have escaped away from the blast. If he decided to stay in this dimension, he could have been immediately nabbed by a few generic Russian henchmen and snuck out of the facility before the feds stormed the lab. This scenario is completely possible. This theory is a safe, believable turn of events. We also have a second theory, that Hopper wouldn't know which way the blast was going to go. He was told that he would die if he was in the room with the machine. Big Jim knew that Will and Eleven had both been in the Upside Down and lived. In his mind, this is his chance for survival. From the last moment we see Hopper, there is a little over 7 seconds before Joyce turns the key. This gives Hopper plenty of time to get away from that machine and into the portal. If Hopper did in fact make it into the Upside Down, we'd say his chances of living are fairly high. This guy is one tough SOB, and if Will can survive in there for a week, then maybe he could survive there indefinitely.
I'll see you in hell!
He could have even ended up stumbling through another portal and being captured by the Russians, which we'll get into soon. Our favorite theory is that Sheriff Hopper has been in the Upside Down for months and has found a way to survive, waiting for another portal to open up so he can come home. In this shot here from Season 2, he did breathe in the spores from the Upside Down. Does that mean he has a better chance to survive? He'll probably come out looking like Conan the Barbarian, but we will all just be happy to see Hop alive. We believe that in Season 4, Elle will eventually regain her powers and sense Hopper. After that, we think she will find a way to get him out of the Upside Down by the end of the season. Will Callie ever return to help her sister out? Another possibility is that one of the other children from Eleven's group could somehow find Jim and get him home. We know from the novel and comic series that a few of the test subjects have the power to see into the future. Could another of Eleven's adopted sisters and brothers be able to travel through time? Is 11 the strongest? Is there a 12 or 13? Anything is possible as the Stranger Things universe continues to get even stranger. What do you think? Is time travel in the future of Stranger Things? How amazing would it be to see the kids travel through time to save the universe? An audio Easter egg which some people might have missed is the song playing as Eleven reads the heartbreaking letter from the only real father she has ever known. The song is Peter Gabriel's cover of David Bowie's song Heroes. Aside from the fact that the sheriff is definitely a John McClane status hero, that song also has significance in the series because it's the same song that was playing while Will's fake body was uncovered in Season 1. Funny choice of music, isn't it? Now let's look at the post-credit scene. As a few guards wander by some cells in a Russian prison, they make it a point to talk about sparing the life of an American captive. Could this be Hopper? We know it's possible, but we think this is a misdirect. We believe the prisoner could be Maury, who could have been hunted down by the Ruskies, but more likely it's Elle's old papa, Dr. Brenner. We haven't seen the mad scientist since he was supposedly killed in Season 1. Once again, they cut away before the death. In the case of the good doctor, both showrunners have confirmed that he's still alive. If they're still going to bring him back, Season 4 makes sense.
Repeat the words.
Plus, how did the Russians find out so much about the Hawkins portal and Upside Down? We think that Brenner may have went on the run and could have ended up a prisoner. In this scenario, we could see Hopper and Brenner in Season 4, which would hopefully give us a lot more info on the nature of the Upside Down and its relation to Elle's powers. What do you think? Are her powers gone for good? What is the Upside Down? Could it be a distant apocalyptic future where the Mind Flayer finally succeeded with his plan? Only time will tell, as we'll have to wait God knows how long before Season 4. In the meantime, we're going to be looking out for the next 2 issues of the Stranger Things Dark Horse comic book miniseries about one of Eleven's sisters, Six, which explores the program that Elle was raised in. Could the past be the key to Hopper's future? Thanks so much for watching our videos, everyone. As always, we're on the lookout for new material in the Stranger Things universe and insider production info to help prove or disprove all the rumors and theories out there so we can come up with even better ones. Please let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Binge Rampage. Turn on the notifications button for our channel so you can see our next video as soon as it comes out. And don't forget to subscribe.
But he is one of the most dangerous men in the world. He's murdered many children.
What?
Yeah, he's a true psychopath.